Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this session on releasing tension in body and mind. We're going to start on the floor on all fours. So if you'd like to place the knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, the fingers a little bit parted. And we're going to start with some free movements, easing out the spine. Taking the spine to one side and then the other. Any movement that feels nice and good for your spine at this moment in time. And you can use a free breath, don't need to coordinate with the breath at the moment. Take the hips all the way back to the heels, come forward, do little figure of 8 movements. Just a nice easing out, and then coming back to a neutral spine, drawing the chin in, and as you exhale we're going to take the hips back towards the heels so you come down into a child pose and take a couple of breaths. And on your next inhalation, we're going to come forward again, all fours, looking forward along the floor. Keep the elbows soft, tuck the toes under, and as you exhale, lift the hips up, and coming up into down facing dog. Inhale, coming back to all fours, release the feet, look forwards, and exhale, coming back down into child pose. So we're going to continue with this sequence, moving in time with your breath. So waiting for the breath to start before you start the movement. Finish the movement, finish the breath. Using your Ujjayi breath, so we're looking for a smooth, steady movement. Oh, not for sneezing. And a smooth, steady breath. And the next time we come up into the down facing dog, we'll stay there. We'll take one full breath. Nice, long, smooth inhalation. And a deep exhale, using your abdominal muscles, drawing the navel back to the spine. And then inhaling, coming back to all fours. Exhale, child pose. You can have a little pause in between the inhale and the exhale if that feels natural and easy for you. Focusing on a nice, easy, effortless breath. And we'll stay in down facing dog for 2 breaths. Moving with your breath, feeling that nice undulating movement along the spine. And this last time we'll stay in down facing dog for a few more breaths. If that feels okay for you. And we can use this position just to ease out the body a little bit. We can press first into one heel, lift the other one, and reversing that, going from one heel to the other. And
then we can add in a little bit of a sideways stretch. So as one heel comes off the floor, we can point that knee to the opposite side, look out under that armpit, and then come to the other side. So the side with the heel on the floor, you can pull that hip backwards to increase that stretch. And then come back to centre. Exhale. And as you inhale, dropping the knees back down.
And then we'll lie down on the floor, on the stomach. Bring the forehead to the floor and take the hands back to your lower back. In fact, we can turn the head to one side. So the feet are about hip width apart, toes pointing back behind us. And if you have your head turned to the right, on the inhale we're going to sweep the, okay, I've got my head turned to the left, so I'll say that one. We're going to sweep the left arm around above the head, lift the right leg from the floor, and just look along the floor a little bit, and stay here for one whole breath. And exhale, bring that hand back, lower the leg, and turn the head to the opposite side. And then on the inhale, that arm moves forward, lifting the head and the chest from the floor, and the opposite leg. Exhale, inhale, stretch between the foot and the hand, lift a little bit higher, and exhale, coming back down, turning the head to the left, and just take a resting breath. You can maybe massage the lower back with the hands a little bit, just imagining all that lovely oxygen coming into that area, nurturing those muscles. So the next repetition, we're going to stay in the position for 2 whole breaths, if that's comfortable for you. If not, just stay for the 1 breath, or you can move in and out of the position with each breath. So inhaling, left arm forward, right leg up, looking forward, and 2 breaths here. Exhale down, turn the head the opposite way. Inhaling, right arm forward, left leg. You might feel a little undulation of the body as you breathe. And exhale down. Taking a resting breath or 2, again a little massage of the back. And when you're ready to move, we'll do the same thing again, only we're going to stay for 3 full breaths. Again, if that's within your capacity. So inhaling. And down. Inhale, the other arm and leg. So you're not lifting the head too high. Still looking down towards the floor, so the neck is in line with your spine. And exhale down. Taking a few breaths. And if that felt okay for you, we can try both arms and both legs at the same time. If you think that would be a little bit too much, then just stay with the level that you're comfortable with. So inhale, both arms, both legs, come forward. 3 breaths. And exhale back, turn the head the opposite way. Last one. Inhale, raising everything up. And exhale, relax, bring the arms back down, lower the legs, and we're going to roll over onto our backs. And you can start with the knees bent. And just take a minute or two just to wriggle about on the mat, just to make sure that you're comfortable. Shoulder blades are flat against the mat. Shoulders down away from the ears. The back of the neck is long. Chin drawn in. Let the breath settle. And then we're going to take the knees above the chest, just raising the legs very slightly towards the ceiling, but not completely straight. And then inhale, take the arms above the head. Again, keep them quite soft. And on the inhalation, we're going to straighten the legs as if we're going to plant the soles of the feet against the ceiling and stretch up into the arms, straightening the arms. Exhale, soften. And repeating that. Inhale, straighten, stretch into the fingertips, and exhale, soften. And you might feel a little massage of the lower back against the floor at the same time. So on the next one, we're going to stay there for one full breath. Inhale, stretch, arms and legs. Feel the lower back against the floor. Exhale, use your abdominal muscles. Inhale. And exhale, soften everything. So 2 full breaths. Inhale, stretch. Nice long deep breaths. And relax. And the last one, 3 breaths. Using your abdomen on the exhalation. Navel back to the spine. And exhale, soften, bring the feet down. Bring the arms down. And if you need to ease out the neck, you can just turn it from side to side a few times. And then we're going to take the arms out at shoulder level, palms down. So we're going to twist from side to side, and you can choose your leg position. You can either keep the feet hip width apart, as mine are now, and twist like that. You can bring the feet and the knees together, keep them together as you take them to the side. Or the last one is a little bit more challenging for the lower backs, a little bit more work, and that's to raise the feet away from the floor and to exhale and twist in that position. So if you want to test those out before choosing which one you're going to do, and choose your starting position. Inhale here, and as you exhale, taking the legs to one side, turning the head the other way, and we're going to stay here for 1 full breath. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, come to center, and exhaling over the other side, turning the head in the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling to center, little pause here, and then exhaling over into the first side. We're going to stay 2 breaths. As you inhale, see if you can
take that top knee a little bit further over to the left. And as you do that, I mean, it might not move hardly at all, but just a slight feeling of it moving in that direction, and you might feel a nice stretch coming all the way up into the right armpit. And exhale here. Inhale, same thing. Feel as if you're filling this right side of the lung with air. And exhale. Inhale, coming back to centre. Exhale to the other side. And the same thing. Inhale, just feel as if this top knee is just gliding slightly over to the right towards the bottom knee. Feel this left side of the lung expanding as you breathe in. 2 breaths. Inhale to centre. So this is the last one. Exhale over to the left. Head to the right. 3 breaths. Same thing as you inhale. A little bit of a movement of the top knee towards the bottom knee. Opening up the opposite lung. Three breaths here. And inhale to centre. Exhale the other side. And notice any difference between the right and the left. See if you can consciously open out the rib cage as you inhale. And come back to centre on the inhalation. Exhale, place the feet back on the floor. And take a resting breath. And from here we're going to come over onto our sides. Push up to sitting. And take the legs wide. So we may need a cushion or a block. Or maybe more than one. So to start with, take the hands underneath the buttocks and just draw the flesh of the buttocks outwards so that you're sitting on your sitting bones. Have the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Pressing the heels away from you and drawing the toes back towards you slightly. Drawing up through the spine. Relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. Drawing in the chin. And feeling the spine growing long and tall all the way from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And then we're going to bend the right knee, bring the right foot and sole of the foot against the left thigh. Now if you've got trouble with your knees and that's really impossible for you, you can keep the leg extended. If you can bring this knee in, just see how that knee feels. If that feels a little bit uncomfortable, you can support the knee with a cushion. And we're going to turn the torso to face the left foot. Fingertips on the ground either side of the leg. Press down into the fingers slightly and lift up the breastbone. And we're going to do a forward bend over this leg. So this depends really on how
flexible you are in your hamstrings. If you are quite tight in your hamstrings and you find it quite difficult to move forward, then there's some other things you can do. You can place a cushion underneath the buttocks to raise the buttocks up. You can place something underneath this knee. You can bend the knee, place maybe a rolled blanket or something under there. That's not really the right shape to under. Or you can bend the knee even more and place the foot on the floor so the knee is bent and the thigh quite close to your chest, and that's fine. We can move in that position. So if you choose your position that you know is going to suit you, we're going to take an inhalation, raise the arms up by the ears. As you exhale, pivot forward from the hips towards the left foot. And if you can only come a certain way down, don't force the torso down towards the legs so that you're rounding the spine. Feel as if the spine stays long and tall. You're moving from the hips. So if this is as far as you can come, that's absolutely fine. Bringing the hands flat against the floor, drawing in the chin, long tall spine. And then inhale, come back, take the arms above the head. And then we'll repeat that. Exhale, pivoting forwards from the hips towards the foot. And I find this also is affected by the time of day. If I'm doing this when I get out of bed in the mornings, as I'm doing at the moment, I'm not nearly as flexible. So go with how your body feels, no forcing. And this next time we'll stay here for one breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, come back up. And then we're going to stay there for 2 breaths. Smooth exhalation using Ujjayi. Inhale, think of lengthening the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming back up, arms above the head. Last repetition, staying there for 3 breaths. And if you're really flexible, you can hold around the foot. As you inhale, allow the spine to lift, the chest to move up away from the leg, and exhaling, just relaxing, dropping down as far as your body allows. And when you've completed, inhale, come back up to centre. And exhale, lower your arms down and come back to a central position. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So coming back, both legs extended out. Bending the left knee and bringing that foot to the thigh. And just be aware that each side of the body might be different, whereas one knee might be quite happy in that position, the other knee might not. So actually my left knee is fine, it doesn't need the cushion this side. So turning towards your right foot, turning the whole torso, hands, fingertips on the floor, either side of the leg. Just press down into the floor for a breath or 2. Feel as if you're lifting the breastbone, drawing in the chin and growing tall through the whole spine. And then remembering to change the position of the leg. You might need to bend the knee. You might need to put something under the knee or something under the buttock. And inhaling, taking the arms above the head. As you exhale, pivoting forward from the hips, no rounding of the spine. Coming as far forward as your body allows. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming forward again.
So we're working gently and softly with the body. We're not forcing it to go further than it wants to go. This next time we'll stay there for one breath, remembering to keep the chin tucked in, the whole spine long. Inhale here. And on the exhale, just feel that release going on in the lower back. Inhale, come up. So next time it's 2 breaths. And you might find that as you work through this asana that the muscles, the hamstrings, they might start to give. You might be able to come forward a little bit more. Inhale, coming up. And the last ones for 3 full breaths. And again, if you're able to, you can hold around the foot. As you inhale, the spine lifts away from the leg. Keep thinking a long, tall spine. When you've completed, inhaling, coming all the way up. And exhale, lower the arms down. And we're just going to lie on our backs, knees bent. And we're going to practice an easy bridge pose. So just check that your shoulders are down away from the ears. Palms are flat against the floor. Feet are about hip width apart. Neck is long. And on an inhale, pressing lightly into the feet, raising the hips and not pushing up as far as you possibly can. It's an easy counter pose to the last position. Exhaling down. And we can play with this a little bit. Inhale, come up. And as you exhale and come down, you can zigzag down as you go. It's as if you're weaving your way between each of the vertebrae. You're doing a race and you're running between the vertebrae, zigzagging between one and then the other, all the way down. And we'll repeat that. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale, zigzagging around the vertebrae. And just one more time. See if you can isolate each of your vertebrae in the spine and just weave between each of them. Finally bringing the hips down to the floor. And then just take one knee up to the chest and then the other. Hands upon the kneecaps. And we're just going to practice Apanasana a few times. As you inhale, the knees move away and the arms straighten. Exhale, the knees move towards you. You might feel the lower back pressing against the floor. Gentle movement, gentle massage for the spine. And then placing the feet on the floor, stretching the legs out, or you can stay in the bent knee position if you wish. Have the palms facing up towards the ceiling, arms a little bit away from the body, the feet a little bit apart, allowing the feet to relax out to the sides. And just bringing the body to a position where it can be comfortable. And stay without moving for a few breaths. See if you can feel a vibration through the body as a result of the practice today. Starting with the feet. Feel that vibration in your feet. And draw the attention up into the legs, lower legs, the knees and the thighs. See if you can feel that vibration. And then coming up into the hips, the abdomen, and the chest. Can you feel the beating of the heart? The movement of the breath. And come up to the shoulders and down both arms to the fingertips. Feeling that vibration here too. Flow of energy through the body. And coming up to the neck, the back of the head, the whole head and the face. And now feel the whole body. Filled with the energy of life. And you can stay in this position, enjoying this relaxation practice for as long as you wish.
Thank you for joining me.